Hey y'all, my name is Joy Elizabeth and I come on here and share with you my embroidery journey. Today I want to bring this video to you all about thread, specifically the RichWord thread, because it's the thread of my choice. It's the one that I've switched pretty much all of my embroidery over to the RichWord thread. So some of you, if you have been following for any amount of time, you know, first of all, that I love my rainbow wall full of RichWord threads. These are all of the satin ones, and then these right here would be the matte ones. And then I do have a couple of Madeira threads on the end that I have been using to color match something for a customer. So anyways, but I absolutely love these threads. But I also have two embroidery machines. So I needed to be able to be more efficient with my embroidery. Currently, I'm sitting on an order of 20 shirts, which I can do 20 shirts on one embroidery machine, probably no problem. But I'm in a little bit of a cram this week because, wouldn't you know, just as I post that I'm gonna go on vacation and I have kind of been slow, but I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go on vacation so I won't be accepting orders on these dates, then I get flooded. So sometimes it's like bittersweet. Like on one hand, like, yes, I'm super thankful for all of the business, but on the other hand, I'm like, I was like ready to be on vacation and now I'm flooded with all of this work that I have to get done before vacation. But that's fine. It's a blessing. I'm never going to not see work as a blessing. I'm so blessed to have this job and be able to work from home and be able to work on my embroidery machines. But I wanted to be more efficient. So I went ahead and got doubled all of my embroidery RichWord threads, but they're not gonna fit. This is one collection. This is and there's a couple missing because they're on my machines or they're being matched with projects. But this is all of their 100 spool threads, and I don't have any room for any more threads up there. So I was like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? I could absolutely put up some more shelves somewhere else in my room, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like that was the answer to my solution. So I'm so excited to show you what I found and the perfect fit that they are. So let me bring you in closer and show you exactly what I found. This is what I found. So I searched and searched and searched and searched and searched some more for some kind of a cabinet that was going to hold all of these threads. But a lot of the problem I was having is these are what, I think they're 4¼ inches tall. Okay, let me double check. So I double checked. They are 4¼ inches tall, and a lot of the drawers, even some of the like IKEA units, the drawers were not thick enough. Actually, I think the drawers were about this thick, but then like that's where it would end. So you can see that the threads are sticking up a bit from that. And I will say there's pros and cons to everything. Okay, so this is the perfect fit. Aesthetically, it's exactly what I was looking for. But, and this could be me because I put this together completely by myself. It's a little wobbly, but there's a lot of threads in here. There's over probably 160-ish threads because I have the first 3 drawers are the RichWord threads, part of their 100 collection. So you've got 100 threads in just the first 3 drawers. And I do have from before I was using RichWord, I had the new bro or bro thread, the bro threads. So I do have 2 drawers of those, and those do have a few colors that I use that I don't typically, like I don't have in the RichWord collection. So every once in a while I am grabbing from those, but for the most part, I'm sticking with the RichWord threads because the quality, I have found that the quality is just so much better. When I use this thread, I find that I'm having way less thread breaks. First of all, it just runs smoother through the machines. The tension just seems better. Like I can't put my finger on what makes them exactly better, but I just feel like when I switched, I had a lot less frustration, and that's a win. That's a win for me. So, and their colors are just so vibrant. So anyways, I will have a link to this in my Amazon cart. But when I was researching a lot of like drawer units that people were putting their threads in, I was noticing it was a lot more of the smaller, shorter threads, and that was great. But I was like, no, I want something that's gonna fit my taller spools of thread. So this is what I found, and I absolutely love it. I did find some other solutions that would have worked and probably would have been like a little bit more aesthetic and maybe a little bit more sturdy, but they were just so much more expensive. And this fit my budget. It fit what I was looking for, and it fits all of my threads. So this is what I found. I will pull you up and pull out some of the drawers so you can see. Some of them, most of them are still wrapped because it's summertime and I'm just not nearly as busy as I am during the school year. So I am very busy this week because I just, like I said, I got flooded. I have baby items, duffel bags, a backpack, 4 sets of towels, a nap mat, the 20 shirts, and then like 2 polos, all to get done like this week, which maybe is a lot to you and maybe it's not a lot to you. But to me, for the summertime, that is quite a bit of work for me to be sitting on. So I'm going to get a bunch of it done today, and I will let you kind of see. I'm going to pop in a few videos and just let you see how the thread holds up with what I can get done today. So we're going to see how much of that I can get done today. Hopefully I can get quite a bit done. The towels is a pretty dense stitch out. The duffel bag is a pretty detailed stitch out. So I'll make sure I include those for you to see. And you can just see like how this thread works. So anyways, let me pull you in and show you inside of these drawers. So my first drawer is and they do have stops. So that's kind of nice. You install these stops right here, so the drawers cannot come out all of the way. I wouldn't suggest having more than like 2 drawers open at a time because, like I said, it's probably not the most stable unit, so I wouldn't want it to fall over because the threads, they have quite a bit of weight to them when they're all in here. So anyways, these are my reds, orange, golds, into the greens. And then we've got more darker greens, blues into purples, and then some of these are doubles. So that's why some of them are flipped, because I just like put it next to the color that it goes to. And then I've got, so it goes from the pinks to more pinks to tans, browns, blacks, grays, silver, and then the white would have also been in here, but it's being used. And like I said, these are the other brand of thread that I have. So I just have those on the bottom drawers. And actually, these yellow spools are the original threads that came with my 1201 by embroidery machine before they did their little update and started with the RichWord threads. So, but I'm pretty happy with it. I love that even though it's a drawer unit, I can still kind of see through and see the colors. It's exactly the aesthetic that I was kind of going for. It is on wheels, so if I need to move it around, and I think it might be more stable if I took it off the wheels. So that's an option too, but until I'm like absolutely certain it's not gonna move and that's where I want it, you know, I just love the wheels. I kind of like having them easy to grab right underneath all of the other threads. So this is just like an easy, quick reference for me. I can see all the colors. I can literally snap a picture of this wall for a customer and they can see all of the colors. But then if I need extras, you know I can grab them down here. And then also these shelves, my husband and I did make them, if you are curious. And originally, okay, so I thought that I was going to have 8 shelves, short shelves, straight down. But then I realized it was literally going to go from the top of my ceiling, or that wall, to the floor, basically, if I did that. So I went ahead and did them the long way, which unfortunately I cut the boards to make shorter shelves. And if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have all these weird seams in the middle because they would have been, I think they're 8-foot boards, but that's okay. So anyways, I did get these shelf brackets, just little tiny shelf brackets on Amazon. So I can link those in the description as well. But this is like, these shelves are very sturdy. They're not going anywhere. I believe they are 1 by, let me measure real quick because now I forgot. Okay, so they are 1 by 4 boards, which actually means that they're a little bit shorter than 4 inches deep. That's just, you know, because they're not a true 1x4. So I put my ruler here. Let's see. That's about where we're anyways, sitting. It's a little over 3.5 inches each board, which fits these spools absolutely perfectly. All right, let me get into the embroidery that I have to do today, and I will show you how smooth these threads are running through my machine. We are starting with the nap mat today. Just a simple block letter in the 1184 gray, I guess that's silver thread. Okay. Okay, well, this one is stitching out. I have other sets of towels with the same color, same font. So I get to install the same colors on my other embroidery machine and double my efficiency. They stitched out so good. Okay, so now that I have all of the towels done today, I'm moving on to the next project that I have today, and it's this very cute little baby duffel. Very easy to embroider because it's like a soft material. So, but this is a very detailed design, and I can go into this confidently because I know that my threads are gonna hold up to all of the little fine details and I'm not gonna have any problem. I am, after I get it centered, I'm gonna pop a water soluble on top just because it is a little softer and plush, and I wanna make sure that the stitches all pop on the bag. So I'm gonna pop this on and I'll show you how it stitches out. Yay, it stitched out so good. So there was no thread breaks, there was no stopping, like it just went through this so smoothly. Even these little dots, this little motif right here, I mean, and that's what I love. Like, I love that I can just pop on any design and pretty much know I'm not gonna have a problem stitching it out. So I have the towels are done today. The nap mat is done today. This duffel bag is now done today. And I have the next customer's things all laid out. I sent pictures. I'm just waiting for her to approve of them before I go ahead and stitch out the next customer's set of things. So I think I'm actually going to be very productive today and really get ahead of all of my orders, which will leave me the 20 shirts that I have to embroider for the rest of the week. So we are looking really good. I am about to pop on the last project that I'm going to probably get done today. And I just wanted to point out that I am doing an upside down hooping because this pocket is so teeny tiny. Both this side and then the other side, I'm going to have to do the upside down hooping. So if you're interested in this and why we would use something like this, check out this video that I will have tagged here on how I do my upside down hooping. But I use this so much more than I ever thought that I would. Any kind of like tight pocket that I can't get into with any of my other styles of hoops, usually this is the winner. This is the one that works. The only downside of it is I find it difficult to make sure things are straight. Thankfully, this one had a nice zipper. I shined my light up, my flashlight from my phone up, so I could really see through and make sure it was straight. But other than that, yeah, so I'm just gonna pop it on. I'm not gonna go through and explain the whole thing in this video. You can watch the other video if you're more interested in the upside down hooping and why I am doing it this way. Well, there, I stitched out the bag. All I gotta do is pull all the pins and it's done. So the upside down hooping worked absolutely perfect for that. But anyways, as you can see, I stitched all of this stuff out today and I did it with my RichWord thread and I had zero problems. Everything ran smoothly. There was no tangles, no breakage. And then that's not to say that there never will be a breakage. That's not to say that you're never gonna have a snagged thread. It happens. It happens all the time. But I do love the quality of this thread, that I can get through a full day of work without worrying and having full confidence. So if you are interested in checking out the RichWord thread, I encourage you to do so because they are running a sale this month. Well, like this summer basically. So check them out. And they have all kinds of different bundles, so you don't have to get the full 100 set like I did. But I did want to just jump on and share with you some of the supplies and some of the things that I'm using. And then also just kind of like a work with me. This is a day in my life. This is everything that I did today. So that was a pretty full day for me. I'm done for the day. So I'm gonna make sure that I let my clients know that their stuff is ready for them. And then I'm calling it a night. I'll see y'all in the next video.